Hey everyone, it's time to focus on some Bitcoin technical analysis. We're going to be looking at the weekly, daily, and 4-hour charts right now. Things are looking pretty good after a pretty bad day yesterday, but I want you guys to remember, we are looking at a pretty nice overall uptrend. We are a little bit overbought compared to this uptrend, but things are still working out very well in our favor. So let's go over here to the daily chart. We managed to bounce off of this 20-day moving average. And like I said before, whenever we deal with this, it does get very volatile. There's a good side to this and a very bad side to this. The bad side right now is that Bitcoin overall is in a downtrend. You can see it here. We are barely holding on to the support level. But the thing is, whenever we deal with these moving averages, like I just said, we tend to have a lot of volatility. So if we break down below it again, we're going to have another big drop that probably takes us below 35,000, closer to 34,500, probably as much as $34,000. So just be aware of that. The 4-hour chart does give us a little bit of hope here because as you guys can see, the oscillators are looking a little bit more bearish here. Let me open up a MACD. Lots of crossovers, overall downward momentum, not the best. But as we go over here to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see the downtrend a little bit easier. So let me just put this here and there. And you guys can see here's our opportunity for Bitcoin to not necessarily boom and go, back into outer space, but more simply, all it's looking for is the opportunity to get back into a neutral territory where we're bouncing more sideways. That's going to be something that's very hard to do, to be frank, because we are looking at a death cross here, even as Bitcoin is pumping. So I'm going to say that this is still more of a day trader's environment. I think we might have a little bit more of a pump left because you guys do see on the MACD, we do have a crossover happening on the 4-hour chart. But until we manage to break out above this, I'm not going to really feel comfortable doing a lot of buying back into Bitcoin. The last time I said I'd be buying back in was back down here during the pop. We have come up pretty well since then, so I'd be more of that scaling out of the position I told you guys about yesterday. Now, I want to do one thing here and go to the 15-minute chart. You're seeing nice, easy breakouts. When you guys see nice, easy breakdowns, those are going to be your opportunities to take some shorts as well. But until you see those breakdowns, there's not really a huge level to actually get excited about, right? Breakout there. Nice move that continued after the golden cross here on the 15-minute chart. Usually does very well again after we have these big breakdowns here. You're not going to see one of these hopefully for a few more days in case we manage to break this uptrend. But again, over and over, breaking out seems to be the best thing here, and that's what I'd be waiting for right now. Breakout, we're continuing to move higher. If you guys are looking for that next move, it might take another few hours or so, but it's there for the taking. Just remember, now that we're actually getting back up to some of these pre-crash levels, you're looking at some of those resistance levels closer to up here around 36,000. So that might be that next level that we have to break out above. And then you guys are going to be watching this very, very closely. So while I was editing the video, I noticed that Bitcoin actually did break out. Some of that momentum on the shorter time frames definitely took off. I think the pop was just a big wall that had been there as far as shorts are concerned. You saw a lot of liquidations happen live if you guys were watching one of my other streams. Now, because we did manage to have this breakout here, like I said, I'm going to be a lot more bullish about what goes forward now. I would just like to make sure that we actually close above this trend line here, hopefully on a 4-hour chart. That would be the best, preferably on a daily chart. But the 4-hour chart, I think, is a really good sign that we're still looking at some really nice moves. And we got about an hour and a half until that actually occurs. So we're actually in a pretty good, decent place. Now, I'm going to be looking for more opportunities to load up, but primarily this is still going to be a day trader's market, okay? For those swing traders out there, take your time, wait for that next pattern breakout, and then you guys can go gung-ho. That pattern breakout right now on the 4-hour chart is right here. Until it closes above it, I'm going to be a little bit more skeptical. You can actually see it's bouncing around right now. Maybe if I go over here to the 15-minute chart, you can see it bouncing around just a little bit. It needs to hold this level and hold it very well. Otherwise, in the next hour and a half, you're actually going to see a pretty crazy downtrend, and it's going to be a huge bull trap, which will be ticking off a lot of investors out there. But we're in a good spot now for Bitcoin to have another follow-through day tomorrow on tomorrow's day candle. So just keep an eye on everything. We're in an okay spot, but just make sure that if you guys are trading, you're preferably still looking to trade scalping trading strategies and day trading strategies until we actually have this confirmed breakout, okay?